Hey everybody, David the AI Guide here. Welcome to another episode. We just did our first live stream, so check that out. Also, I have my book out on Amazon, The Beginner's Guide to AI. That gives you a very quick history and then where things are at in key industries with AI right now. And it's a short read, so well worth your time. Check it out. And also click the link and get the free resource below, because that free resource will teach you more about AI and prepare you for a future dominated by AI. And you will need to be able to know how to use AI at work in a few short years. That is what is coming to work. But in the meantime, a very interesting article this week about the top AI research labs and companies and what they're working on right now. And what was interesting about the article is that most of these labs are all moving in the same direction, as you will see in a minute. So they talk about all the big players, like Google's DeepMind is focused on reinforcement learning, which is, giving examples of what you're trying to get the AI to look for or solve or do over and over, and then it reinforces the learning of the algorithm, and the algorithm takes over and runs with it and can find correlations among too many variables for humans to find. And then there's OpenAI with transformers, which is what GPT-3 is based on. Facebook, self-supervised learning. Google, parent auto machine learning, AutoML. Apple, federated learning. Microsoft, machine teaching. Amazon, transfer learning. And IBM, quantum machine learning. You can figure out real quickly what the common thread is here, right? It's learning and how algorithms learn. So on the live set I just did, I was talking about this because a viewer asked a great question on this subject, which is, how do you get an AI to work? Well, the way it's worked since the perfection of the neural net around 2015, continuing to be perfected, but a working neural net was first invented in 2012, and then they did more work on it for 3 years, and then by 2015, everyone was starting to use them. What had to happen up to now, basically, is that machine learning algorithms and deep learning algorithms require huge amounts of data to teach them. And that data has to be well labeled so that the algorithm could learn what to look for. So for example, back in 2018, I went to the Applied Artificial Intelligence conference in San Francisco, and the head of Facebook AI was there, and he was talking about how they had just gotten their algorithm to be able to consistently recognize a cat. Think about that, just 3 years ago, and where things are today. So what did they have to do? Well, they had to give their algorithm thousands or millions of examples of what is a cat with the cat labeled until the algorithm learned, oh, this is a cat. Oh, now I can look for a cat in anything and find cats, which was a breakthrough back at the time. Now, all of these terms where they talk about this kind of learning, that kind of learning, is all directed to self-teaching. So what they are working on is algorithms that can teach themselves, self-learning. What some of the other terms they used, federated learning, auto learning, self-supervised learning, reinforcement learning, transfer learning, quantum machine learning. All of this stuff means an AI that you do not have to train, that you can say, AI, figure out this problem, and it will train itself to figure out that problem. This will be a monster breakthrough. Monster breakthrough. I do want to say, though, from everything I've read, this does not mean that there won't still need to be human coders, right? But it does mean neural nets can be created and then they can train themselves to solve a specific task. This is going to democratize, with a small d, machine learning and deep learning. What does that mean? Well, democracy with a small d means nothing political. It has nothing to do with politics. What it means is that anyone can use it. So right now, there is a huge barrier to mid-size and small-size corporations, for example, using AI. Why? Because of the huge expense of creating the machine learning algorithm or creating the neural net or the deep learning neural net and then training it. Too expensive for a medium and small size company. There are certain things that smaller companies can do with AI, but they're super limited. Is helpful, but not super helpful and not worth the expense. Democracy with a small d means anyone will be able to buy a neural net for an affordable price. This is a little bit down the road, and say, neural net, figure out why I'm having quality problems with what I'm making, or figure out what this kind of customer wants when they call us or go on our website. This is going to be a breakthrough for entrepreneurs. And if all of the big AI companies that are listed in this one article are doing that, everyone is moving this direction into self-learning artificial intelligence. This is an intermediate step to artificial general intelligence. The reason why is there's a difference. For self-learning AI, the neural net is still built to do a specific thing right now. AGI, artificial general intelligence, means a neural net can solve any problem. It can figure out what any problem is, not just a specific problem that it was built to solve. That is a whole other level. But Ray Kurzweil says 2029, this decade for artificial general intelligence. So this is all a breakthrough. This is the interim step to artificial general intelligence. I did a short very, very recently about a breakthrough in AGI over at Cambridge University. So this is coming, and it's on the way, and it is about to start working gradually. Self-learning AI to solve specific problems will come first, and then a general learning AI will come down the road. So thanks so much for tuning in, and see you on the next episode. Please like, subscribe, and share. Get your free resource. Check out my book on Amazon, The Beginner's Guide to AI. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.